Hello and welcome to the local Lafourche. My name is Cody Gray, President and CEO of Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism, the tourist commission for Lafourche Parish. And we're excited to have you join us here on a new episode of the local Lafourche, where each month we take you up and down our beautiful bayou to show you all of the new and exciting things that are happening right here in your own backyard. Well, this week is National Travel and Tourism Week across the country. It is a time set aside for us to highlight the critical role that travel plays and the jobs, spending, and support that visitation provides our destination each year. Did you know that Lafourche Parish is the 18th largest visitor economy in Louisiana? Tourism in Lafourche, it generates over $92 million in visitor spending each year. It supports over 1,114 jobs, and it saves each household $285 a year in taxes. And so this month's show is all about the importance of tourism and the role that we all play in our state's tourism economy. So to kick off our first segment today, we are going to be speaking with a very special guest about how our local accommodations, attractions, destination marketing organizations, and restaurants, and all the travel associations across our country are working together to expand and enhance our state's tourism economy and the tourism economy across the country. So joining us here today to talk more about that is Miss Avery Hebert with the Louisiana Travel Association. Thanks so much, Avery, for being here.
Of course, Cody. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I know we had a little bit of difficulty today with all this weather we're having, so we appreciate you zooming in for this one. So let's just get right into it. You know, the Louisiana Travel Association is such a champion for tourism in our state. Tell us a little bit about for those that maybe don't know about the Louisiana Travel Association, what is y'all's mission?
Certainly. So the Louisiana Travel Association, or LTA for short, has been around for several decades in Louisiana. We are the statewide association for the travel and tourism industry. So to speak, we're the voice of our industry. We are a private, non-governmental, and a non-profit organization. We are membership-based, and our members are what drive the organization forward every single day. I would say our CVBs, so that would be members such as yourself with LA's Cajun Bayou. We have those across the entire state, and those are the core of our association and our membership base. But we also have tons of different types of members, from attractions, bed and breakfasts, hotels, restaurants, accommodations. The list goes on and on. And I would say our three big pillars, what we're really focused on here at LTA, is number one, advocacy, education, and promotion. A big component to what we do at LTA is advocacy. Since we are non-governmental, we have the power and the ability to lobby. And right now, we are very much so in the nitty-gritty and the weeds of what's going on at the Capitol. So we're there as much as we can be. So this photo right here, that's our LTLA class. Cody, actually, you did a wonderful job giving a presentation and advocacy one-on-one to that class.
Oh, thank you.
On things that are going on and giving a pulse check on why it's important that, regardless of if that's your job title or not, to lobby. Anyone and everyone can be an advocate, and we're really big believers of that. At LTA, next is education. We have 3 or so, I would say, larger events throughout the year that is focused on educational opportunities. We always want to be able to give our members the best educational opportunities possible, to give a good pulse check on what's going on in the industry, and provide every single member with the tools that they need to succeed. And then lastly is promotion. That's a big thing of what we all do in the industry, but especially as at LTA with our visitor distribution program, our cooperative marketing plan that we put together every year. We do our attractions guide, our outdoor guide, our Taste Louisiana program that we just rebranded, where we're going to be going to New York at the end of the year to showcase the culinary scene in Louisiana to the Big Apple. So that's just kind of a little bit of what we do at LTA.
No, that is a great overview, and you answered a lot of my questions that I already had in my head for you. So that's great. We jumped ahead, but you're so right, and I think it's really, really important to a lot of this work that the Louisiana Travel Association does. It really is a lot of it's behind the scenes, and people may not really be aware, of all the things that LTA is involved in, and how you work with all the parishes in the state and with, of course, all of our elected officials to really champion tourism and to advocate. So it's incredible work that you all do that really needs to be highlighted.
Thank you. I always make the joke, we're a small staff that does a lot, and that's true for LTA, but it's also true for our members as well. And we're definitely behind the scenes, always working. You may not see us, but we're always moving and doing something to champion our industry and really move it forward and progress it.
That's exactly right. So I know as we begin to wind down here and wrap up this segment, give us a little bit about, what is the impact of tourism here in Louisiana?
Gosh, I mean, I could talk about
that was a very
this,
broad question, but I thought you might know something off the top of your head.
Yes. So just last year, I mean, the industry generated more than $18.7 billion for our economy, supports over 250,000 jobs across the entire state. And tourism touches all industries in Louisiana. I think that's something that we're really big and trying to focus on this year at LTA and really play the role that tourism and economic development have with one another. Mm-hmm. We are at the start of the economic development cycle. It all starts with a visit. So we have to do our part to get people to come, and we have to attract visitors to Louisiana in order for them to want to move here, to start businesses here, and to keep that cycle going for generations and generations to come, to keep this state that we love so much thriving.
That's right. I think you said it perfectly. And that was a great way to end this segment. Avery, thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for talking to us about the power of tourism in Louisiana, and happy National Travel and Tourism Week.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more of the Local Lafourche.
You gotta try this. And some of those. Ooh, and definitely that. You won't be disappointed, but just know you can only get it here. Up and down Louisiana's Cajun Bayou in Lafourche Parish. Y'all come visit. We're just 35 miles south of New Orleans. Hungry? Let's eat!
Welcome back to the Local Lafourche. Well, our unapologetically Cajun culture attracts visitors from all over the world, and it is one of the defining features of our destination. One local organization, though, is working to preserve a unique aspect of that culture through the Center for Traditional Louisiana Boat Building. Here to speak with us about their upcoming event and their plans to build a new center in Thibodaux is Miss Vicki Easerman and Mr. Robert Terrio. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So this is a very exciting event that y'all have coming up. Some really great plans that y'all have in the works. But before we dive right into that, maybe for those that have never heard of the Center for Traditional Boat Building before, tell us a little bit about your mission and what your organization does.
Our mission over at the Center for Traditional Louisiana Boat Building is to preserve our Cajun heritage and especially the art of Cajun boat building. And of course, the livelihoods that supply, that use those boats. We had a museum in Lockport, and unfortunately Hurricane Ida destroyed or messed up the building. So we're moving back to Nichols, where our organization started back in 1979. We have a memorandum of understanding with Nichols. We've been working with the vice president, and with that memorandum, they're giving us the land. We have to raise the money to build the building. So we're starting our capital campaign, and we have to raise $2 million as soon as possible so that we can get these boats back into the museum where they belong. It seems like our our collection grew tremendously when we moved to Lockport from Nichols originally in 2007. And our collection has 73 full-size boats, including Cajun dugouts from all over South Louisiana. We even have a Native American dugout that we have in storage right now. So getting that museum back in working condition would be a goal of
Very
ours.
important.
Yeah, in actuality, we actually outgrew the facility we had in Lockport. So we would have had to look forward to building a new facility because of the large collection that we've had. You know, in Lockport, we had a lot of visitors from not only state, but also international visitors that used to come by and visit with us. And with that, we also had a lot of local people that came and brought us their grandparents or their heirlooms or, motors and things of that sort and contributed that to the museum. So that's the reason our museum kind of grew. And
Good problem to have.
yeah, it was a good problem. Unfortunately, we needed the funds to build a new facility.
Right.
And IDA has kind of pushed us towards that, and so we're looking forward to having a much larger facility, coming back to the Nichols campus where we belong, and looking forward to it. This Saturday, we're going to have a get-together for that, a kickoff campaign, if you will.
Yes.
And Vicki has the details on that kickoff campaign.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, it's a jam-packed day Saturday. This is very exciting. I want everybody to come out, participate, and be a part of this. So tell us a little bit about your campaign kickoff this Saturday.
We're starting in Lockport, and we're going to start at the boat launch, and we're going to have a short ceremony to thank the Lafourche Heritage Museum and also the people of Lockport, where we were since 2007. And so we're going to we're going to tell them thank you and for all their support for the past years. We have 7 antique boats with antique engines in them, and they're going to launch in Lockport, stop at the Visitor Center in Raceland. We'll have lunch in Raceland, and then we're going to putt-putt up the bayou because that's the noise that the boats make.
Right.
We're going to putt-putt up the bayou all the way to Nichols. When we get to Nichols, we're going to unveil the sign that says future home of Center for Traditional Louisiana Boat Building at Nichols.
Wonderful.
So that should kick off our campaign. I hope that we can get a lot of support, especially financial support, because the $2 million that's needed can't be from one source. It's going to have to be a collaborative, how do you call it?
A collaborative effort.
Collaborative effort, fundraising. I know sometimes online they have different words for that, but any amount is appreciated. Any amount goes to the rebuilding of this building so that we can preserve the collection that we have.
Fantastic. And so the dedication, I know there's a timeline. I know we had this on screen here a minute ago. There's a timeline for your events on Saturday, but I believe the dedication at Nichols, that's at 3:30, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. And so that's, of course, where y'all will be unveiling your sign. We want to encourage everybody, if you can't, attend in Lockport, or you can't stop by and say hello to everybody in Raceland, be sure to come out to the Nichols Bayou side. It's a beautiful area right there. And participate at 3:30 for this great event. So if people are interested in volunteering or donating or, learning more about the Center for Traditional Boat Building, where can they go to find that information?
The most information is on our website.
Okay.
You can also find our Facebook page. There's a donation page on our website. Any amount is appreciated. We also have a Nichols post office box.
Okay.
And I can give you all that information, or you can find it on our website.
Perfect.
If you email us at louisianaboatbuilding@gmail.com, I can answer any questions that you may have also.
Fantastic. And what's the URL for the website, just to make sure?
It's www.traditionallouisianaboatbuilding.org.
Perfect. Well, Vicki, Mr. Robert, thank you so much for being here today. We wish you much success this Saturday, and we look forward to seeing a new boat building in Thibodaux.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Thornton.
Thank you. And we'll be right back with our final segment of the Local Lafourche.
You gotta try this. And some of those. Ooh, and definitely that. You won't be disappointed, but just know you can only get it here. Up and down Louisiana's Cajun Bayou in Lafourche Parish. Y'all come visit. We're just 35 miles south of New Orleans. Hungry? Let's eat!
Welcome back. For 65 years, the Greater Lafourche Port Commission has been leading the way in the energy industry. They're also a perfect example of a local organization that is working to preserve and promote our coastal region while also supporting tourism and investing back into our local communities. Here to speak with us about their upcoming 65th anniversary celebration and how you can take a tour of Port Fourchon for yourself is Mr. Thad Angelus. Thanks so much for being here today.
Hey, Cody, how are you?
I'm doing good, Trying to stay dry today.
Lots of rain today.
A lot of rain today. So this is incredibly exciting. 65 years of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission, and y'all are getting ready to host an amazing event coming up. I know that we get questions about a lot of, can you tour the port? Now is everyone's opportunity to come and take these tours, to tour the airport, to tour the port. Tell us a little bit about the events that you have coming up for this celebration.
Absolutely, I'd love to. First off, this is being hosted by our Board of Commissioners, which are those non-elected gentlemen from the 10th Ward that run our board. One of the things, just to take a real quick step back, we wanted to have a 60th anniversary celebration in 2020. Something happened in 2020, as we all are aware, and that was called COVID. So like a lot of other people, we had to shelve those plans, and we kind of had to do a redirect. So having said that, moving forward 5 years later, we are going to be having our 65th anniversary open house. That's going to be held on May 17th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be held at our administrative office, which is right there near South Lafourche High School in Cutoff. One of the things that should be really exciting is it's a way to just welcome our community and have an event for them. People up and down the bayou have supported the Greater Lafourche Port Commission and Port Fourchon specifically for all these years. And this is really just a way to celebrate, that rich history. And, we're going to have several things. First off, I know everyone wants to hear this, but it is a free event, so you just need to show up. There will be music, there will be food, and there also will be some goodie bags with some items. I don't want to tip the hand of what those things are going to be, but definitely some collector items that people would like to have. So it will be while supplies last, but we hope that we can accommodate everyone that shows up. During that stretch of time, we will provide bus tours, which I think is a real unique experience, and I know we're really excited to tour the community. There'll be a sign-up sheet, and so we'll probably do 2 or 3 times throughout the event from the 11 to 4 p.m. We'll take people to the airport, we'll take people to Port Fourchon, and really get to show them their port, show them what we've done, our future plans. We'll be able to discuss that and address those things. And there'll be a chance to ask questions as well. It looks like it's potentially going to be a very hot weekend, so maybe a bus ride on an air-conditioned bus will be a nice thing.
That's right.
And we'll also, hopefully, when we get down to Fourchon with those groups, we'll be able to have a photo opportunity for people to get out and, stretch their legs and take a nice picture down there.
That's right. There is a lot to see there. I've been fortunate enough to take that tour a couple of times, and it always amazes me, all of the work that's going on down there, but also the beauty that is down there as well. A lot of times people, I know when we've hosted travel writers and stuff before, when you think about gas and oil, you think about energy, it's not necessarily the first picture that comes to mind, right? Until you go down there, and everyone is always blown away of how, industry and business is cohabitating with, coastal rehabilitation and our wildlife and preserving that. And so highly recommend everybody to go to this and to get out and experience a tour of Port Fourchon. And like you said, it is our port, and to see what's going on at this port is really incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about, 65 years, part of the success story is our tenants and users that are located in Port Fourchon and are located at our airport. Earlier, the last few months, we've actually had some events for them as well to celebrate them and everything they've meant to us over the years. We are very blessed, and we're also very blessed to have the community that we have and all the support that they lend us. But like you said, when it comes to Port Fourchon, we also talk about industry and environment.
That's right.
They really do work hand in hand. It's something that you've gotten to see in your time here. But it really is true. And to be able to have an opportunity to see that close up, I think we're really excited about those opportunities, have those bus tours to bring everyone down there.
I completely agree. So Thad, as we begin to wrap up here, give us the date and time for the event.
Yes, it's going to be May 17th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
So everyone can come, eat, socialize, enjoy just being together and celebrating that amazing thing that we have, which is Port Fourchon.
That's right, and it is incredible. Thad, thank you so much for being here. We wish you much success with this event and can't wait for it. I'm interested to see what's in those goodie bags.
Good deal. Yeah, thank you so much, Cody.
You're very welcome. And that is a wrap for today's show. But before you go, we encourage you to visit us at lacajunbayou.com or follow along on our social media channels at LA Cajun Bayou. And on behalf of our team and our board of directors at Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism, happy National Travel and Tourism Week. We are very appreciative of your support and are extremely grateful for the work that all of our tourism partners do year-round to support visitation in Lafourche. We look forward to seeing you back here again next month for a brand new episode of The Local Lafourche.